Soul Garden. Live, love, be.
Hello Cancers, and welcome now to Tuesday. Well, I think it's still partly sunny, a bit low energy for the Cancers. That's because your tuning planet, the moon, is still in your opposite sign. And I always find when the moon's in my opposite sign, I get sleepy. Now what it's trying to do is put emotional highlight to your marriages. So if you've been having marriage problems or marriage success, it might all be a bit heightened because the emotions are all pointing toward emotions around relations right now. But in the afternoon, the moon will actually move into Aquarius, which is the begin of a prep to light cast day. Tomorrow is the new moon. And Cancers are particularly affected by full moons and new moons. And you have to kind of pay attention to yourself to understand how you personally deal with that event. You are ruled by the moon and greatly affected by its phases, if you didn't know already. But when it lines up with the sun, it gives it kind of an extra gravity punch. And tomorrow will be light cast day, the best day in the month for you to kind of manifest certain parts of life. And the focus will be on boundaries. So you're going to be irritable, I think is the best way to put it, and feeling very private for the next 3 days. And it may be a bit intense. This is the most intense intimacy transit that Cancers get in the given year. So if you're having problems with a loved one, just realize this is some rough seas for a couple of days in that regard. Now, one thing I do want to point out before tomorrow's lightcast day is a relationship between Saturn and Pluto. As you probably know, Pluto has moved into Capricorn, which for Cancers is the beginning of a 16-year transit to reinvent your idea of marriage. Not just romantic marriage, but marriages to business partnerships, friendships. This is the consciousness that we use to relate to others. And that Pluto is trining Saturn, which is in Virgo. And Saturn currently is retrograde, which means we're doing some rethinking. But for Cancers, having Saturn in Virgo means rethinking is the theme for the next 2 years. So in other words, you're going to find that if you have marriage problems or issues with trying to understand in marriage, often it's the way you're thinking about it, not the marriage itself. It's your approach. And sometimes your approach will cause issues in your marriage. I just want you to think of those two and that they are relating until further notice. All right, Cancer, that's all I have for Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow with more. Live, love, be.
Soul Garden.